Hello all, thank you so much for your interest in our Game 1 project, The Tower of Death. The Tower of Death is a top-down roguelite maze game where you, the main player, are transported into your favorite game where now you have to fight your way through the tower, defeating hordes of foes, solving the maze, and defeating the final boss at the end to finally be able to return to your own world. We have our title screen and you'll go through a short narration before you go through and start climbing your way up the tower. You will defeat enemies and spawners, and then you will go through the stores collecting health potions, regaining health, and before continuing on. There are 2 levels, 2 stores, and then one final boss level. After defeating the boss, that is it. The game is over. However, I will let you in on a secret. Anytime you hit escape, you will exit the game. We do also have a respawn system where if you just find yourself overwhelmed with enemies, not to worry. You will just respawn back at the very beginning of the game where you'll be able to go at your own pace, making your way through the tower and conquering the Tower of Death. And now we'll hear from some other members of the team.
Hi, my name is Ben Towers, and for this final game project, I was producer/director of our game, and I also worked on enemy and final boss code for said game. One thing I learned from this final project is that coding is a hard process for games and requires a lot of patience and possibly redoing even hours of work at a time just to get something done right or get it working properly. Another thing I learned is also being able to ask for help and assistance when needed in order to achieve a good and working final product.
Hi there! My name is Amber Alvarez, and for our game, I was a part of the design team and was the creator for all of our sprites. My inspiration for our sprites came from other games I played, like Ib or Madfather, who are well known for being made in engines like GameMaker. I worked a lot with Ben Towers, our director, with finalizing a lot of our designs and helping make some, like with our final boss, whose aesthetic and design Ben was really interested in helping with and came out so fun.
Hi, my name is Danny. My job in this project was sort of a level designer. And one of the biggest challenges, I think, was just coding in general. I had never coded before anything ever in my life, but this was a good learning experience. Um, I would say the proudest moment is just having the ability and figuring out how to place all those assets and making it interact with the player. And among that, just making the backgrounds for the game and trying to make it have an aesthetic that the team kind of liked. I think overcoming that, it was really just watching videos online and trying to just internalize it, or just straight up copy and pasting. Overall, I learned that this project it requires a lot of individual effort to get this thing done. And without that, I don't think we would have got anywhere close to what we have now.
Hi, my name is Athena Heineman, and I've been working on the background for the shop, and as well, I did the coding for the potions. Which before I took in this class, I never code before. Which the thing I actually learned about this class, coding can be like a challenge. But I do feel like the item you're working on would have been really great, but it gotta have the right coding towards it. And as well, the other thing I learned is that if we ever needed to, that like we could actually ask for help just so the code would be working on really well.
Hi, my name is Praha Gupta, and I was essentially the narrator of our game. I came up with a basic storyline for our game, and just to give it more depth, and our game can follow along. My inspiration for the storyline, for the narrative, was the recent Transmigrated Universe stories that I've read. I really like that setting, and that's why I wanted to try to come up with a similar setting, a similar genre for my game. And I was given the opportunity through this game project, and I'm really grateful my teammates were supportive of this idea as well, and we could pull it off. I worked on the narrative screens, the room, and the camera points. I learned a lot. I had no background in game developing and working with the game maker language. This was my first class, also my first step into um, working with the game, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it.
Hi, my name is Tanmay and I mainly looked after the sounds and the music for the game, along with some other tasks. What I had in my mind for the game was that the music should go well with the story and the aesthetics of the game. So I tried to find music that was mysterious and suspense music. I also wanted it to keep getting more intense as you went from the title screen to the final level, so that is something I did. I have a lot of coding experience, so I wanted to experience the artistic side of things this time, which I really enjoyed. Like finding the right music sounds for the character and enemy was also a lot of fun. Something I learned was to make sure that you can use those assets for free and that they don't have any copyright issues. And also how to use GitHub with Game Maker, because I faced issues with that the first time I coded and I had to redo a lot of my work. But yeah, all in all, I had an amazing experience throughout the process, and I'm very grateful to have worked with such an amazing team. Thank you.
And lastly, my name is Joanna. I coded the gameplay for the player, such as the attacking and respawning. One thing I learned about this project is that it's so important to communicate with your team and work together about what your abilities are, and making sure you're pushing yourself just the right amount, but not overwhelming yourself, especially in a project as big as this. And so that is what I've learned throughout this experience. That is what everyone's learned throughout this experience. And that is it for our project, Tower of Death. Thank you all so much.